Time now for a press review, and Diptyque Laurent is with us here in the studio for that. And we're starting, Dipty, with a look at how the world's papers are, of course, reacting to this Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Well, the world front pages today stunned. They're shell-shocked, really, after Russia's surprise invasion of Ukraine on Thursday. Ukraine is crumbling. That's how the Swiss paper Le Temps puts it on its front page. A picture, a rather sobering picture of the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, in a haze. Libération, the French paper, going with one word on its headline, impensable, l'impensable, unthinkable. Indeed, it appears that the unthinkable is unfolding before our eyes.
Now, there's one image from that first day of this war in Ukraine that's dominating the front pages today.
That's right. That's that image of a Ukrainian woman with her head bandaged after her apartment block was bombarded. It's the focus of the Daily Mirror's front page today. Her blood, his hands, that of a, quote, power-crazed Vladimir Putin, the British Daily Mirror says on its front page. The world gasped in horror as Putin launched a terrifying invasion of Ukraine, one that is redrawing the map of Europe in blood. That's how the British Daily, the Daily Express, puts it, calling it the darkest day in peacetime history. A dirty war, that's from the front page of the Italian paper La Stampa. They also call Russia's invasion the darkest hour for the Western world, while the Polish daily Gazeta Wyborcza says this is war on its front page, also going with an image of that bandaged woman who we know is a 52-year-old Ukrainian teacher.
And what, though, are we seeing on the other side of the border in Russia? What are the Russian papers saying about this invasion?
Well, it's quite a different story. There's a military observer for the Russian paper Izvestia, a paper close to the Russian government. And in this article, he says that it's got very belligerent language. He says that in order to speed up the special military operation to protect the region of Donbass, and I quote, achieve the most bloodless end of the conflict for all parties, Russia needs to, quote, break the morale of the enemy and, most importantly, the country's leadership. That language is so strong. He says Russia needs to prove to Ukraine the, quote, futility of resistance and seat the Ukrainian president at the negotiating table.
Now, on the flip side, you have some strong defiance from a Russian publication that's firmly anti-Kremlin.
Well, that's the Novaya Gazeta. It's a publication that's openly critical of the Russian government. In fact, it was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize last year for its efforts to continue reporting despite threats and murder. Russia bombards Ukraine, the paper says soberly on its front page. And there's a real sense of defiance, as you said, Thomas, from the Novaya Gazeta. In the latest editorial, the editor, Dmitry Muratov, says, we're in grief, but we're also in deep shame. Only Russia's anti-war movement will save this conflict, he writes, noting that the paper will publish today's issue in both Russian and Ukrainian, because I quote, we do not recognize Ukraine as the enemy, nor its language as the language of the enemy.